Bambi is sentenced to jail, fans think the drama is over. But behind the scenes, something darker starts to unfold, a web of betrayal, manipulation, and lies that goes all the way back to Lil Scrappy himself after Bambi was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Many believe the storm had passed, the scandal had peaked, and the cameras had finally stopped rolling. But what the world didn't realize was that the real game was just beginning. A far more sinister, calculated, and cold-blooded scheme was quietly unraveling behind the scenes. It all pointed to one man, Lil Scrappy. While social media argued over hashtags like #FreeBambi and #Justice for Tasha K, Scrappy was sitting in silence, playing everyone like pawns in a twisted storyline he had designed months ago. Neither Bambi nor Tasha K had any clue they were part of a bigger manipulation. Turns out, the footage, demiz, and voice notes that led to Bambi's explosive breakdown and attack on Tasha K, they didn't magically leak. They weren't the product of a rogue intern or a random crew member. No, they were strategically collected, cropped, and sent through a burner phone, a phone Scrappy had used, hidden beneath his car seat, sending file after file directly to Tasha K, knowing her reputation for going live and lighting matches under drama. He timed every drop perfectly. He gave her just enough fuel to start the fire, then stepped back and let the flames destroy Bambi. His goal was cruel, simple, and shocking: get Bambi off the show for good, spark a public scandal so big that VH1 would cut ties with her, and free himself to start a new life with someone else, someone from his past, someone no one saw coming. Britney, the quiet girl who had once been nothing more than a name from his backstory. But here's the gag: Britney wasn't just back. She was pregnant with Scrappy's child. And not even his inner circle knew. Not Mama D, not the producers, and certainly not Bambi, who was fighting for her freedom while the man she thought was brokenhearted was secretly building a new family. Scrappy kept Britney hidden, renting a second apartment across town where he'd visit her at night. They fast-timed, traveled, planned, all while the world thought he was grieving a failed marriage. But the real betrayal came when Tasha K, lying in bed with her cheek still bruised from the attack, received an anonymous message from a former VH1 staffer. It was short but lethal: "He played you both. Ask him about the burner." Attached screenshots, metadata, file transfer logs, all pointing to one number, Scrappy's. Suddenly, it all clicked for Tasha K. The perfectly timed leaks, the footage she thought came from insiders, the way Scrappy never publicly defended Bambi, and the coldness in his live videos. She realized she was never the journalist uncovering the scandal. She was the tool being used to destroy someone else's life. Meanwhile, in jail, Bambi received news of the leak. A guard handed her a smuggled tabloid, and there it was, her ex-husband's. Betrayal splashed across the page. Her knees buckled, not from shock, but from clarity. She had been sacrificed so Scrappy could rebuild his brand and rewrite his storyline. And the woman he'd chosen to do it with, the same one Bambi suspected during their early marriage arguments. Britney, now glowing with pregnancy, had started posting cryptic selfies. New beginnings, no more secrets. The internet exploded. Bloggers dissected every old clip. Fans demanded answers. Even Mama D, who had once shaded Bambi, posted a confused video asking, "Wait, was my own son behind this?" VH1 producers panicked, launching emergency meetings. Tasha K went live again, this time with a different tone. Not loud, not messy, just cold. "I was used," she admitted, "but now I'm going to make sure he never uses anyone again." The final twist? A hidden voice recording from the burner phone where Scrappy is heard saying, "She's gonna hit you, Tasha, just make sure it's on camera. It'll be your biggest clip yet." 10 days after the leak, the fallout was bigger than anything VH1 had ever seen. Tasha K and Bambi, two women once at war, were now both victims of the same puppet master. And the puppet master, he was nowhere to be found. Scrappy had vanished from social media. His publicist refused comment. And Britney had gone dark after her baby reveal post backfired, with thousands accusing her of being complicit. But inside jail, Bambi wasn't crying anymore. She was plotting. She had lawyers. She had supporters, and now she had proof. A new motion was filed, a lawsuit not just against VH1, but against Scrappy himself, alleging emotional sabotage, slander, and conspiracy. Tasha K, for the first time, reached out privately to Bambi. Her message? "We were both played. Let's end his game." The internet buzzed with theories. Would Bambi and Tasha K team up? Would Scrappy face legal heat? Was Britney just another pawn, or the queen in his twisted chess match? Meanwhile, a VH1 insider leaked a contract clause that showed Scrappy had pitched a redemption storyline weeks before Bambi's arrest, one that ended with him as a single father trying to rebuild. The dots were connected, the receipts were endless. And the reckoning had just begun. A new teaser appeared online, black screen, red text, the setup, how one man broke the system, a woman's voice whispers, "This time, he's the storyline." After Bambi and Tasha K realized they had both been played by Lil Scrappy, the silence between them transformed into strategy. Though their paths had collided through violence and betrayal, both women now stood on the same side of a far greater war. Inside the Fulton County Jail, Bambi stared at the cold wall of her cell as her lawyer recited the newest evidence in a hushed tone over the crackling prison phone. Screenshots, transfer logs, burner phone metadata, all unmistakably linked. To Scrappy, he had pulled the strings that led to her public downfall and criminal charges. Meanwhile, Tasha K, known for her sharp tongue and unforgiving style, sat in her home studio, but this time she wasn't going live for clout. She was preparing a special upload titled "The Man Behind the Mayhem." In it, she broke down the full timeline of how Scrappy manipulated her into thinking she was exposing a cheater, when in reality, she was a pawn being weaponized against his estranged wife. She played the voice note, Scrappy whispering, "She's gonna hit you. Just stay still, it'll make your numbers explode." The internet went nuclear. Comments flooded in from shocked fans, betrayed supporters, and bloggers who had taken Scrappy's side. What hurt more wasn't just the manipulation, it was how coldly it had been executed. Scrappy had ghosted not just his ex-wife and his secret source, but even his own mother. Mama D uploaded a shaky Instagram live, eyes puffy from tears, declaring, "I didn't raise no coward if this true. He gone have to answer to me too." Behind the scenes, Britney was crumbling. With her pregnancy no longer a secret, fans dissected every past appearance she made backstage at Love and Hip Hop, glimpses at rap parties, hotel run-ins. Rumors sparked that she had once confided to a hairstylist on set. He said he had to burn it all down to build us back up. That quote alone triggered a whole storm. Now, the court was no longer just interested in Bambi's retrial, they were preparing to investigate Scrappy for coercion, defamation, and contributing to emotional harm through media manipulation. But Bambi wasn't just playing defense anymore. Through her lawyer, she reached out to VH1, offering to release a private vault of recorded audio and deleted confessionals that never aired, clips where Scrappy is seen subtly threatening producers, "Don't cut my scene. If she don't snap, I'll give you something better." The network, now under public scrutiny, paused production on the next season. Blogs called it the biggest love and hip-hop scandal in franchise history. One anonymous producer leaked a photo of a whiteboard from a VH1 strategy room. It read, "Storyline pivot options if Scrappy is cancelled." Meanwhile, Bambi and Tasha K met face-to-face under legal supervision, a cold, quiet moment captured only by a grainy photo shared anonymously. Online, they didn't hug, they didn't smile, but the caption read, "Two queens, same enemy." As the scandal spread like wildfire, Scrappy resurfaced, but not how anyone expected. He appeared in a leaked Facetime clip, speaking to someone he didn't realize was recording. In the grainy footage, he says, "I just needed peace, man. I gave her the rope. She chose to hang herself." The backlash was instant. Screenshots were pulled, lawyers went into overdrive. But the damage was done. Even Britney couldn't recover. She posted a long message to her Instagram, denying knowledge of Scrappy's plan and claiming she was just trying to build a family, but commenters weren't buying it. The top response read, "You benefited from her pain, that makes you part of it." Meanwhile, the H1 issued a formal apology to Bambi, confirming that certain footage had been suppressed and edited in a way that unfairly impacted her public image. That same day, they announced an internal overhaul and a promise to end emotional baiting as a production tactic. Bambi's charges were dropped and her record sealed. As she walked out of jail, cameras waited, but this time there was no chaos, no screaming fans, just silence. She wore a clean, white outfit and dark glasses, no makeup, just power. A car waited for her, and inside sat Tasha K, holding a USB drive. "You ready?" she asked. Bambi nodded. And that's when they announced it, a new joint production, a limited series called Set Up and Silenced, the real story behind reality. Streaming rights were already being negotiated by Netflix and Hulu. Blogs exploded again. The promo image featured Bambi and Tasha K back-to-back, both in black, staring directly into the camera. Beneath them, a burning VH1 logo, but Scrappy wasn't done either. He posted a now deleted message. They edited out the truth. They ain't show y'all what she really did, but no one believed him anymore. Mama D was silent, Britney deactivated, and Scrappy? He had become the villain in a story he thought he was writing. The final scene of the teaser showed Bambi sitting at a long table, staring into the camera. They wanted a crazy ex-wife, she says. Instead, they created a witness, fade to black, coming soon.